Hello, hello, for this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, this is Evangelist Wanda Booker coming all the way from Richmond, Virginia. I know I haven't been on for a while, and you guys have not seen me. I have been having some technical difficulties trying to upload things on YouTube, and then also with everything that is going on, I had to take out a little time for me to heal, to mend, and to begin again. So, how are you all been doing? I hope everything is well with you. I hope you're strong and kicking. I hope that you are encouraged to go on each and every day. You know, I'm here to inspire, to encourage, and to enlighten. Hi, you are my believers, and I am believing in the Lord Jesus Christ, who's the head of my life. Are you still believing in the Lord Jesus Christ, who died for our sins and our filthy ways? Truly, He is the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. He's our everything. So I'm going to be talking about some milestones. And the definition for milestones is an action or event making a significant change or stage in development. Okay? Making a significant change and stage of development. Okay, so I celebrated my 60th birthday in April. Oh, and it was just so lovely. So in doing so, when I'm talking about these milestones in my life, as for seeing in my childhood, as seeing in my childhood. Okay, and you can say in as seeing in your childhood. You can say your name in Wanda's childhood or whatever. You know, we have a story to tell. All of us have a story to tell. I was looking at the round table with Jada Pinkett Smith and Willow Smith and her mother, and they had another guest speaker on there, and they were talking about some things. They were talking about motherhood, because you guys know that Mother Day was last month. So they was talking about motherhood, and they was talking about the elephants and how the matriarch elephant protects the daughters in the family. And so I just want to say every woman, every one of us has a story. My story is my story. Your story is your story. But we all have a story. Your story may be a lot different from mine, but we all have a story. And it was some ladies on the round table, and they were talking about their story. And I want to say, like I said, each one of us have a story. As I listened to the stories that they were telling, it began to chisel at my heart. Bit by bit, piece by piece, just chiseling at my heart. It began to chisel at the hurt, at the pain, the abandonment, the guilt, the shame, the unforgiveness, the feeling unloved as a child, that childhood trauma, it was a lot. So for my 60th birthday, I wanted something different. And as I was talking about those elephants, the matriarchs, each one of our generations in my family starts off with a woman. So we had like 6 generations of women. So that matriarch, that oldest one, I would say my great grandmother, Rosa, and she had a daughter, Sadie, which was my grandmother, and she had a daughter, which is Versi, which is my mother. I had a daughter, which is Tia, and then Tia had a daughter, which was Almani. We as women need to be cared for as a baby. We need to be protected. We need to be sheltered. We need to be loved, cuddled, and caressed. By whom? By the mothers. As we know, in the elephant tribe, they have the great grandmother and the grandmother and the mother, and that great grandmother is watching over all of the elephants. And when her daughter and her daughter's daughter have these baby girls, she is protecting them, cuddling them, and soothing them, and she's placing something in that girl. As girl babies, we need that very much. I can remember a time when I had my baby. I kept both of my girls near and dear to me. I wanted to shelter them from the storm, from the rain, from the tornadoes, from the turbulence. I wanted to just shelter them, keep them warm from the cold, and I just wanted to just love them and cuddle them and hold them and treat them as the babies they were. One of my husbands would say, let her cry, put her in a crib. And I just wanted to put her in my bed and just let her lay there until she stopped crying. He would throw the binky away, and I would go buy another one, going back and forth, and I just wanted to make her feel loved and secure. So anyway, I went through a whole lot as a little girl, and I know we all have, so we can't say, oh, my world has been so great. There has not been any flaws. We had this, we had that. Oh, our family was loving and caring and sharing and da 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 da. Okay, I had some losses, and my first loss was my sister. I am the eldest in my mother and my biological father child, which they were married, and they had another daughter under me, and then after that they had another daughter. Well, the middle daughter was given 6 months to a year to live, and which she died at 12 months. So that was my first loss. My mom would tell me the stories of how I used to laugh and play with her and play peekaboo with her at the age of 2. That was my first loss. As a girl, my parents, they were young. They might have been still in high school. And mom gets pregnant with me, and her and daddy had to get married. I think my mom told me she was 7. She was about 3 months, and they pregnant with me, and they got married. I was a premature baby. I came in the world weighing 3 pounds and dropped down to 2, as I was told. So my mom and my dad, they were young. They had not had the fun that they wanted to have, in my eyes. They hadn't experienced a lot. They were young, and they were married. They were young with responsibilities. My great-grandparents, I heard, helped them out a lot. They gave them a house to live in. My dad would tell me how he brought groceries and put it in the house and filled his car up with gas so that he could take my mama, I guess, on a honeymoon or whatever. So anyhow, my dad's mom, she was always in our life. It was told to me that I used to cry a lot as a baby. And she came from Georgia to Florida to help my mother out with me. And she would tell me the stories and how she used to just rock me and put me in her arms and rock me and sing to me, and I will calm down. I truly believe that Unique was kind of like me. Anyhow, so she was there to aid them. I do remember going to preschool. My mama putting me on the bus. I remember her getting me ready for school. I remember my father in and out. I remember my mother, as my father would be away at work, whatever, she would have men in the house. And the story was, my father told me that I would come over to the store where he worked at and tell him that mama had a man in the house. So he's in there with his gun and he's shooting and the man is running, and then they get to fighting, and I go run and tell my grandmother, and she will come over with a switch, and she will correct them and have them, get on him from fighting her, get on her for the part that she played, in it. And so I remember times when I used to go over to my great-grandparents' house, and we didn't have no food in the house, and I would say, we ain't got no food in the house, and I would get in a chair and start packing a bag of food and go to the refrigerator and pulling out food and asking my grandmother and great-grandfather to bring the food over to the house. Well, things kept going on, and things kept going south, and they couldn't come to no agreement, and the fighting and the messing around on road parts went on. And I remember her working at this golf course. I don't know if she was a waitress or something, and we used to pick her up, and she would have the chips and the sodas for us. And I remember my dad working at the car wash, because later, and my great-grandfather would, take us there to see him and go get his car wash. I remember my dad, when my mom left, coming to see us, and someone the word would come all the way up the street. Wanda's them daddy is coming, and my uncle them would put us on their neck and bounce us, to meet him, and me and my sister say, here come daddy, 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 and he would come with the chips and the soft drinks. But round about this time, my mom had left. My grandparents told her when she gets sick and tired of being sick and tired, that they had an aunt here in Richmond, Virginia, that she could come live with, and so she decided to go. She wrote my dad a letter and told him that she was leaving. Okay, there goes another loss, abandonment, and then daddy didn't stay around, so here we go. My great-grandparents told my mom that they will take care of us. My dad didn't have to pay child support. My great-grandparents was well off, and they took care of me and my baby sister. Well, my grandmother, I don't know, she was bitter, she was mean, she was evil. My dad even told me of a time that she got the gun after him. She never would smile. She never would laugh. She just always looked as serious and mean and sad. And so I don't know what happened or why she was so bitter or why she was so mean in her life. She was married to my great-grandfather, which I think that was her fourth husband. And he loved her, he cared for her, he loved us as we were his own biological grandkids. We didn't want for anything. We wore nice clothes to school. We had play clothes. We had clothes to visit people with, and we had our church clothes. We ate nice meals. We never was hungry. We always had our little snacks, our little treats, and everything. Anything that we wanted, we asked them for it, and we got it. So they took care of us very well. My grandfather, I was like mostly closer to him. He never really beat me, but I don't know, I did something, and I called myself running. And he was running after me in that yard, because we had a big yard, pig pens, hogs, and 2 houses on it, and all kind of trees, all kind of fruits, all kind of vegetables. We just had it all. We had geese, and we had chickens, and we had dogs and cats, and so I would call the yard the Garden of Eden, because that garden had so many fruit trees in it, pecan trees and plum trees and pear trees, grapevines, orange trees. We had Chinese date tree, and we just had so much going on in that yard. And we would just we want a snack or fruit or something, we just pick it off right there and wash it off and eat it. And so anyway, we had a playhouse in that yard, and the dogs had a dog house and a fenced in yard and stuff, and our playhouse had a fenced in yard, and so anyway, I don't know, I think I was in elementary school when my mom had left. I can remember her getting me off the bus when I was in my last day of Head Start. They had Head Start back there. And they gave us all these toys, and I had a blanket full of toys. I can remember one. It was like a little rat. It was inside the cheese. It was on, and the head was out up, and the feet was down, and the cheese was around its body, and it had this little twist up thing, and I would twist it up, and it'll go round and round and round, and dance. And that was one of the items that I had. But anyway, we ended up, with my great grandparents. Like I said, I don't know what went on in my great grandmother's life, but she was mean and she was bitter. She loved the Lord. She went to church. She cooked dinner. We traveled from churches all over Jacksonville. She loved to fish. She loved to cook dinners for the church inside our garage, which it was like, they told me it was like a teenage spot for teenagers. So it had a stove and refrigerator and all that good stuff up in there. And I can remember her doing those dinners and selling those dinners. But, she would do that, and she just was on me all the time. I would get it from her. I go to school and get it from the children. I wasn't a desirable person to look at. They always called me ugly. They called me bald head. They called me skinny. My sister was the one with the caramel skin, and she was a little darker. I was a caramel skin, and she was the little chocolate one with smooth skin and long, black, pretty, wavy hair. And my hair was like kind of a sandy red, which it still is, sandy red, and it looked dirty, and it wouldn't cooperate. But anyhow, the children, would pick at me. I could be on my bicycle on the side of the street, and this girl just come and just hit me with her bicycle, knocked me off my bicycle. I'm all scarred up, I'm all bruised up, and I'm bleeding. And I go home to Grandma, because Grandma gonna get it straight. I told you, she was a mean lady. And we go bopping down to their house, and trying to get things settled and together. But anyhow, and the girls would just smack me. We come from school, just smacking me, and it just was a mess. And so anyway, back to my grandmother. So I went through all of that to say this. One day, it was my birthday, and I believe I was like 10 years old, and I was 10, and in the fourth grade, because I failed the grade because my tonsils was infected, and and I couldn't hear, so they had to take my tonsils out, and I was able to hear again. So anyhow, she gave me a birthday party, and she fixed me up so pretty. I had on this lace chiffon white dress that came like at the middle of at the calf of my leg, and I had on some white ruffle socks, and she put me in some white patent leather shoes, and she did my hair, and she straightened it, and so it was a little bit, and she took a bow and put a little white bow on my head. I felt so beautiful. I felt like a little princess. And I knew then that she loved me because she made me feel so good and so special. I was able to laugh. I was able to smile. And then she gave me this party on the side of the house in the yard, and the little kids from the neighborhood came, and around my age and stuff, and she celebrated my 10th birthday, and I never forgot that, because it was like, you know we would go shopping, and like I said, we wore nice clothes. JC Penney's back in the day. Some people was going to Zales or Pick and Pay and getting shoes. We was going to what that shoe was, Kenny's shoe store, getting Buster Browns and stuff. And so but anyway, I felt so special. So I'm saying all of that to say, you know, girls need to feel special. They need to feel loved. They need to feel needed. They need to feel wanted, and they need to have hugs, kisses, and to be cuddled. They never did that. It wasn't a touchy thing. And I'm kind of like, I had someone to come in and hug me, and I jumped. Because I'm just not used to that. I'm not used to. I don't like nobody to get too close to me. Because of hurt and abuse, I have had put this wall up. I would say I put myself in a bubble, and I want to be in my own little corner, in my own little house, in my own little chair, minding my own business. If I stay to myself and just only let my daughters in, my husband in, my mother, my father, nobody won't hurt me, or, just have that group, my grandson, So anyhow, reclaiming my beauty. You know that God will give us beauty for ashes. Reclaiming our beauty. We are beautiful, fearfully and wonderfully made by Him, because God created us in His image. And when He created us all different, He made no mistakes. People want us to look the way they want us to look. People want us to dress the way they dress. People want us to do the things that they want us to do. But we must take our power back, ladies. Be in control of you. Don't let no man control you, but be in control of you. As we walk the walk and talk the talk, be you. And as I was saying, I went through so much, and I said that my grandmother was on her 4th marriage, and now I look back and I see I'm on my 4th marriage. My mother, she was married 3 times. And I'm just looking at that pattern, and we have to break those cycles so that our daughters won't go through what we went through. My first marriage, it was abusive, and that was my oldest daughter Teal's father. He had an alcohol problem. He was young. He still wanted to be out there, and he would come home and beat me for no reason at all. One day I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I left. Second marriage is Unique's father. He was arrogant. He was fine looking, hazel and green eyes, and he was in an accident, and that kind of like broke him down. But it broke him down so bad that he turned to drugs. Till Daddy, I was with him for 9 years. Unique father, I was with him before I got divorced from till dad. It was 9 years, and then before about marriage and while I didn't have a divorce from Tia's dad, Unique's dad, it was 16 years. So it's like all my life I've been married. Then I got married again to this guy. Kept bugging me. We got together and we stayed together for about like 18 months, and we didn't stay married a year. I divorced him real quick. He was verbally, mentally abusive. And then I just continued to go to church and continue to heal and mend from the different relationships that I had been in, and different things that I had went through. And so you have your walls up. You don't want to let anyone in. You don't want to love again. You don't want to trust again. And so I wrote a letter to the Lord. I was at a church, and the pastor said that the bishop said that some of his daughters was going to get married, and I just started praising God. It just out of nowhere, my girlfriend was like, "I mean, I don't want to get married. Sit down, girl, sit down." And I was just praising God. But come and behold, I was one of those daughters that got married that year to someone I had knew of. Me and his cousin was best friends, and I used to have a crush on him, but he was married, so the Lord told me, touch not, taste not, handle not. So I left alone, but every time I would see him, I would smile, but he didn't know I had a crush on him. But anyhow, at a cookout, we met in Maryland, and his mom told him, that's your wife. And we've been together. July will be 10 years, and in December we will be married 10 years. Yep, 6 months. To God be the glory. God will change things around, and we must take our power back from those people that have had control over our lives. We must not feel insecure. We must love ourselves. Most of all, we must love God first. And when we love God, then He will teach us how to love ourselves. And then we'll be able to love someone else. So, coming down to the 60th birthday, I told them I wanted to have a nice birthday, and have a nice birthday. And so Unique said that she had saved for it for a whole year. And so what I wanted was, I wanted to have like a dinner. I didn't want a party because we're in this sea thing, and you can't be around too many people or have too many people in a group of people. I wanted to have my hair done. I wanted to have a dinner, and I wanted to do like a makeover with a gown, and with my makeup done, and I just wanted to look pretty, and I wanted a tiara, and I wanted the theme to be black and gold and silver, and so that's what I wanted. And so anyway, they started putting it together and asked me who would I like to come, and I gave a couple of names, and stuff, and we couldn't, do no more than I believe it was 21 people. So anyhow, they was getting that together, and And they did some little extra things, and Unique will put that in here. But I just wanted to feel beautiful again. I just wanted to feel like that little princess that I felt at 10 years old. But now I wanted to feel as the queen that I am. I told myself I want my tiara, and then, also, God has spared my life through all that is going on. God has spared my life through abuse, men beating on me, God has saved my life through illnesses. When you're in the hospital and they're calling up your family to come in and see you, but God. When you have to get blood transfusions, but God. Been a fighter ever since I was a baby. I told y'all I was 3 pounds, dropped down to 2, but God. In abusive marriage, but God. But God. Through it all, I've learned to depend on Jesus. I've learned to depend on God. With His constellation through every situation, He brought me through it all. Beaten by a boyfriend, jumping through my window, beating me in my head, dragging my leg out the car, chasing me all through the city. I made it. Surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery, I made it through. So I am reclaiming my power and my beauty. I am beautiful. I'm fearfully and I'm wonderfully made. No matter what shape your body is, you are who God made you to be. I know my husband looked at our pictures from the from when I had my little gown on, and he was looking at pictures, and you a little thicker. He don't remember I was wearing a size 4 when we got together. I was telling a girlfriend today I went from a 4 to a 6, from a 6 to an 8, from an 8 to a 10. Now I am at 11. Went from 115 to 149. And so I guess because I'm comfortable, I'm not as mobile as I used to be because I hurt day in, day out. I'm on disability, but God has supplied my every needs according to His riches and glory, and I am happy where I am in the place that I am in with my Father and how He has me today. I thank Him for my healing. I thank Him for my mending. And I know there are some deeper and deeper issues that He's still healing me from and being delivered from. And I just want you all to know that God is the lover of our soul. He loves us when nobody else loves us, or when we think nobody else loves us. He loves us. He takes care of us. He protects us. And a lot of times we have to go through these things. And long as we stay strong as women, because women go through a lot, we take a licking and we keep on ticking. We go down, we fall down, but we get up. That mother, that woman, she's always thinking ahead of everybody else. I'm asking you to be that virtuous woman. Be a keeper of your own home. Don't be a busybody in nobody else's business. Reclaim your power that God has given you. Be a chaste keeper of your own home. Take care of your home. Take care of your husband. And if you don't have a home, or if you don't have a husband, get ready for it. If you desire to be married, a song used to play when I was younger, and I think it was I was out of my first marriage, and this one I told y'all I used to see my husband now, and I would just cry to my mama, and about some things, and the song is like, when I was a little girl, I used to cry mama's shoulders, and she used to say, wonder, wait till you get older. She said one day a prince will come your way. He'll smile at you and say, I've waited all my life for someone like you. And if your love is true, he'll grab your hands and say, you're the one. You're the one for me. And I wrote a letter to the Lord. I told the Lord exactly what I wanted. The first thing I put first was for him to love him. And then he can love me. A hard worker. If I got a house, he need to have a house. If I don't have a car, he need to have a car. If I don't, where someone that I can make and someone that can make me. And God put two broken people together and mended them together so that we could heal together. We have been through trials, tribulations, far as sickness in our bodies, and God delivered him from cancer. God delivered me from cancer. God is still working on me. I have a lot of different issues, but I'm reclaiming my power because I know that God is a healer, and I know that God is with me. If God healed my husband from cancer, he can heal me from what I am going through now. I go to the doctor once a week getting needles, and God is with me. And he says, if he is with you, who can be against you? No one. No one. So, I don't know, it might seem like I got off track or whatever. But reclaim your beauty. Reclaim your power. Let God heal you from your childhood hurt, pain, trauma, shame, abandonment, abuse, physically abused, mentally abused, spiritually abused. Had some of that too. We'll save that for another day. Sexual abuse, rape. God will turn that thing around. Give it to him and let him chisel at your heart. Let him break those stony pieces out of your heart. Let him Ask Him to let you love again. Ask you to be able to receive again. Ask Him to just allow you to trust again, and ask Him to let you begin again. All I ever wanted to be was Wanda. And Wanda is who God made me. And when He made me, He makes no mistakes. I am beautiful, fearfully, and wonderfully made by Him. Handcrafted by Him. He knew me when I was in my mother's womb. He knows my DNA. He knows every hair's on my head and my other hair too. Just had to throw that in. But anywho, love God, love yourself, love your family, be kind to yourself, treat yourself as the princess, as the queen that you are. I love y'all with the love of God. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that anytime when I have a video, that you can just come on in and see what Evangelist Wanda has to say, or a story through a blog, through an event, or whatever God may give me. I know this is long. I hope you can chop it up a little bit and put some clips in. I love y'all with the love of God. Keep believing. Believe in God, because He believes in you. I'm going to leave with this. I had so many things I build my faith upon. I can't always tell. You see, I need someone to rely on. Then they told me you was the rock of all ages. Now I'm tired of going through these here stages. Can I build my home in you? Can I build my home in you? I had so many things fail. Things I build my faith upon, and I can't always tell. You see, I need someone to rely on. Then they told me you was the rock of all ages. Now I'm tired of going through these here changes. Can I build my home in you? Can I build my home in you? He gonna give me my singing voice back. I love y'all. Kisses and peace out.